Are you frustrated by a negative review that was left for your property management company? You're not alone. Unfortunately, in property management, it's the name of the game. You're going to get reviews that oftentimes are unjustified that are going to negatively impact your online reputation. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about some of the steps you can take when you get a negative review and how you can get that negative review removed. Negative reviews, unfortunately, are inevitable. As you grow, you're going to have an unhappy client that goes online and leaves you a negative review. Now, the part where it's really frustrating is when you have somebody leave you a review and it's not justified. We often see this with our clients where they have a potential applicant for a property. They want to rent a property and maybe their income isn't enough to support the actual rent for that property. And as a result, they get denied. Then they get frustrated, they go on Google, they go on Yelp, and they leave your company a negative review. So what I want to talk to you about is how to handle negative reviews specifically for marketing purposes. Now, this is aside from the fact that if you get a negative review and it's a client that was unhappy, you should reach out and try to remedy the situation. But when it's something that is unjustified and you can't remedy the situation with them, there are certain steps that you can take to reduce the likelihood of that negative review impacting your business. So what I'm going to cover now are a few ways that you can handle getting a negative review. The first thing you want to look to do is bury the negative review. What that means is you want to get a ton of good quality 5-star reviews so that one-star review looks much less important and people don't pay as much attention to it. So you want to bury that 1-star review with a ton of 5-star reviews. If you have 25-star reviews for every one-star review, people aren't going to be as worried about that 1-star review that appears. The next step you want to take is submit a request to actually remove the review. So when it comes to your online reputation in property management, there's really two main sources you want to pay close attention to. There's your Google My Business profile and there's your Yelp profile. They both have the option to submit a request to remove a negative review. What you're going to do is you're going to go to each platform. Let's say it's Google. When you submit a request to remove a negative review, they're going to give you a bunch of standard reasons for why you can request to remove a negative review. You're going to choose the reason that most applies to your situation. Fill out the form in detail so that they know exactly what's going on. And then from there, it usually takes about 2 weeks to hear back from them. Now, before I get into the third step you need to take, I just want to take a second to let you know about Upkeep Media. At Upkeep Media, we specialize in working with property management companies to help you grow and bring on new owners and new doors. If you're looking for help with your online reputation or you'd like help growing your business, reach out to us. Go to our website at upkeepmedia.com/growth. Fill out the form on that page, schedule a time to speak, and a team member will reach out to you at that time. During that call, we're going to provide you with an education when it comes to how to generate leads using the internet for your property management company. We'll show you what some of your competitors are doing to bring on new properties. We'll take a look at where you're currently positioned from an online standpoint, and then we'll give you recommendations that you can look to implement regardless of whether or not we work together. So no matter what, you walk away with value from that meeting. So go to upkeepmedia.com/growth, fill out the form, and we'll speak with you soon. So now the third step you want to take if you get a negative review, and this one is specific to Yelp, is you want to speak to a representative. Now, Yelp is a pay-to-play platform, meaning they want you to pay to advertise your business on Yelp. So if you pay to advertise your business on Yelp, you'll be given a representative. Usually, if you tell that representative that you have a negative review or you have a few negative reviews and you'd like help getting them removed, and if they do that, you'll advertise with them, then what you can do is usually get them to kind of pull back that negative review. So they're often pretty helpful with this if you're willing to actually pay to use their platform. So that's something to consider. It doesn't mean you have to use Yelp ads forever, but if you have a really bad Yelp profile, then what you can do is sign up for their service, use it for a month or two, talk to your representative, ask them to remove your negative reviews, and that might be a good way to clean up your online reputation. Now, the fourth step I'm going to talk to you about is specifically related to your Google My Business profile. So let's say that you submit that form, you tell them the reason why you think the review is unjustified and should be removed, and they get back to you and say, we're not removing it. Now, there's a way that you can actually escalate this situation and talk to a moderator. So when you just submit that form, it goes through an automated process. Now, if they get back to you and through that automated process, they weren't willing to remove the negative review, you can now reach out a moderator and escalate it and explain to them the exact situation. And this is your kind of best and last hope in terms of getting that negative review removed. So keep that in mind. Once they send back the form, your job is not necessarily done. It's not over. You can still escalate it to a moderator, speak with them, and hopefully explain the situation so that they can go and remove that negative review for your company. Now, if you've taken all of these steps and you still can't get the negative review removed, next thing you need to do is respond to that negative review in a very professional manner. What you want to keep in mind when you're doing this is you're responding to that negative review not for this individual, but for the people that are going to be looking up your company and looking up your reviews. So think of it from the standpoint of a prospective client when they look up your reviews. You want to make sure you answer extremely professionally and keep things very clear as to why the situation occurred. So funny enough, we've actually had clients that have gotten leads specifically because of how they handled their response to a negative review. For example, let's say a tenant does something that is completely outside of the lease agreement and they go and leave a negative review because you guys had an issue due to them taking that action. What will happen is a prospective owner will see how you handled that situation and they'll actually be like, you know what, this is exactly how I would want somebody to handle this situation given the fact that they're managing my rental property, and it'll actually entice them to reach out. So there is a silver lining to it sometimes. You can kind of swing a negative review into a positive for your company. Keep in mind, everyone is dealing with negative reviews in property management. It's really part of the industry. It's the name of the game. The important thing is try to take all of the steps that I've laid out before to get it removed. And if you can't, respond in a very professional manner. Now, if you like this video, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me and only takes 15 seconds max of your day. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.